already from previous discussions, there is growing investment in ICT for education, and therefore both the curriculum and teaching methodologies need to keep a pace with such developments. I will ask, and begin with Deputy Minister Hugo from Mozambique. Mozambique has implemented a substantial program to train new schools teachers in the 2015 Millennium Development Goal for universal primary education sets a target of 132,000 teachers needed. How close are you to reaching this target, and what more needs to be done?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to start by greeting everyone and also to express my gratitude for the opportunity afforded me to be here and be part of this panel to sharing our experience. As the question is a bit serious, now I change to Portuguese. Thank you. A resposta poderia ser sim e não. Por isso, perguntar ao Mr. Chair de alguma questão de racionalidade a este número de 132 mil professores de ensino primário. Moçambique, como todo o país, tem as agendas internacionais e regionais. E neste caso, o programa estratégico de educação define os parâmetros para o cumprimento do alcance das metas do milénio e faz depois o ajustamento destes parâmetros com o ritmo de desenvolvimento do país, com as capacidades do país e o time frame. Porque nós temos um sistema de planificação governamental quinquenal. E então, de facto, devo concordar consigo a este parâmetro de 132 mil professores. Mas a importante questão de reter é que são 132 mil professores só para o ensino primário. E que, neste momento, o sistema tem cerca de 111.982 professores e uma capacidade de admissão anual média de 8,5 mil professores. O que quer dizer que, a este ritmo de crescimento, em 2015 nós teremos ainda um déficit de 3 mil professores. Mas a coisa boa é que em 2016 nós já teremos alcançado este déficit e eventualmente ultrapassado aquele que é o parâmetro que nós já temos para 2006. Mas a questão de desafio não está necessariamente aqui. A questão de desafio está é que Moçambique está a implementar um modelo de formação do professor de ensino primário de 10ª classe mais 1. E a qualidade do ensino tem pressionado o sistema para novas abordagens da formação do professor, que em 2012 começamos a implementar o modelo de formação de professores de 10ª mais 3 anos e mais virada para um contexto de profissionalização da função do professor, baseado em padrões de competência, acompanhamento perante o período de estágio, mas enquanto vamos consolidando este modelo, nós precisamos de manter o outro modelo, senão temos ruptura no sistema. Mas capacidade de formação temos. Temos 22 institutos públicos que fazem formação de professores, temos 11 privados, e mais 3 que se dedicam à formação de educadores de adultos, alfabetizador de educadores de adultos. E eu queria também mencionar é que este ritmo de crescimento do corpo docente é um grande esforço do governo, porque de 2009 a 2014 significa um crescimento de cerca de 40%. E isto tem a implicação de que, embora o orçamento para a educação está garantido e continuará a crescer, nós teremos algumas questões para acomodar este novo número de estudantes, de professores primários, que não só são mais qualificados, estão, digamos, enquadrados no sistema do Quadro Nacional de Qualificações, teremos mais necessidades e teremos também mais custos para fazer a retenção deste grupo de profissionais.
Very good, thank you. Very good. And this is very important, because if the teachers are not prepared and we don't have all the teachers, it's difficult to do the best. I think to Honorable Minister Vincent Ghambi, the secondary school curriculum in Malawi is very university oriented. What plans do you have in place to bring the teaching of technical schools into the curriculum?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Let me also bring the greetings from Malawi, the home heart of Africa, to Kigali, Rwanda, and of course let me also thank the organizers of this conference for the wonderful opportunity given to my country to come and attend and participate in this conference. Let me say that there is a new policy on strengthening vocational and technical training in the community through community-based secondary schools. This is being introduced now. Actually, it's kicking off in January 2015, because we realized that we had a lot of youth who were not in their secondary school education. They were not trained to do vocational training. So what we have done, we have changed the curriculum. And most of our students today who are not employed, they will have to go for vocational trainings. And we have opened, we are rolling it out countrywide. We have 28 districts in Malawi, and all the districts will start this training in January 2015. This is to equip them so that we can change the mindset of our children, so that they can get self-employed, or maybe they can also create jobs for their fellow students, and try to do something on their own. This is what the government is doing, because not everybody will have a chance to go to university. So that's why we are trying to make sure now that those who don't have a chance to go to university can do something on their own, and the government is supporting them. We have a budget. The government put some money in the budget this financial year. And we also have money from donors from America who are assisting the government in this course. So that's what we're doing as a government. This is starting early next year in January.
Very good, very good. It's something that, as in Portugal, also some programs like that, and it makes the difference. Passing now South Africa, and the South African Action Plan for Education to 2014 including many output goals, not least to attract new motivated teachers, improve professionalism and computer literacy. Can you summarize your success so far in reaching your teaching targets?
Thank you, Chair. Let me also echo our gratitude to the organizers of the conference, to the Rwandan government, for inviting us to come and engage in this discussion. Secondly, let me also thank you, brothers and sisters from various African countries who played a very critical role in supporting us to free ourselves from a very cruel system of education, which was run by a government which was determined to give us an education system which was of inferior quality, well designed to ensure that the majority of South Africans received a very inferior education. We are a very young democracy, 20 years old. I think if I'm not wrong, we are only older than South Sudan. Everybody else is our big brother. So we want to thank you for that. The education system that we were exposed to prior 1994 was structured in such a way that people of South Africa were going to receive segregated type of education. And the lowest in terms of quality was the one that was exposed to, or that was meant to be received by the majority of of South Africa. It was designed in such a way that right from entry into the system, the curriculum was of low quality, right to the teacher development, that the teachers were prepared in such a way that they would perpetuate that vision of the government of the time. Now, post-1994, our government had to come up with plans of undoing all these injustices. The education system was designed in such a way that blacks were prohibited from pursuing certain career paths, like engineering, in the medical fields, in the financial services sectors, and so forth. So a whole lot of top students that emerged out of the education system that was earmarked for blacks, a majority of whom went into teaching, into policing, into nursing. With the advent of democracy in 1994, the new government opened doors for people to pursue whatever careers they wanted to pursue. One of the careers that suffered most was education, because the top slice of the top achievers who were blacks, who initially would otherwise pursue teaching as a career, then had other opportunities in other career fields. So we experienced huge shortages of people who were willing to follow teaching as a career. And this impacted largely on the numbers of blacks who could get into the villages to go and teach. So as a result of this, we had to, after a number of years, realizing that the number of teachers was dwindling, we had to come up with strategies of trying to recruit teachers back into the teaching space. One of the strategies the government employed was to provide a bursary scheme, which was fully funded for those who wanted to pursue teaching, particularly for certain strategic and priority subjects like math, science, and technology. And we have seen since 2008 a huge increase of the number of students who were pursuing teaching as a career, from 35,000 intake in 2008 to 97,000 in 2013. And we are projecting that these numbers are going to be at 135,000 enrollments by 2019. So we are seeing a positive response to this recruitment and supply of teachers. This demonstrates an increase of 131% in terms of enrollment. And in terms of graduation as well, that it is not just about recruiting them, but it is also about seeing them through the program. Our graduation rate is really phenomenal, and we believe that we will reach our targets as we have set for ourselves. The bursary scheme, which we call Funza Lushaka, which is a vendor name, one of our 11 official languages, meaning teach the nation. The budget has grown from 424 million rand in 2010 and 2011 financial year to almost R1 billion this financial year, which demonstrates a seriousness and determination by the Department of Education and the government to recruit teachers and to support them, to ensure that we don't have a shortage of teachers. However, we continue to experience shortages of teachers in the deep rural areas who are not willing. Some of these colleagues from other countries have indicated that our teachers as well would like to take their children to areas where they perceive that they can give their children good lives. And the rural areas are not seen as such. So they are more willing to take up posts in the townships and in the urban areas than to really remain in the deep rural areas. And government is looking at strategies of how do we incentivize those teachers who are willing to work in the deep rural areas, so that even the children who are in the deep rural areas will receive the same quality education as the children in the urban areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's a problem that everyone has, and everyone wants the best, so they forget that it's necessary to help the rural and the ones that are not the same chances. Now, thank you for your answer, and now for the director of Ethiopia, Vincent. Ethiopia has been making great strides in enrollment and is now investing heavily in international partners in improving the quality of teaching. One important project is the program Harnessing Technology for Quality Teacher Training. Can you tell us more about this, how it works, how it is funded, and are you beginning to see results, especially from the Awasa College of Teacher Education?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I would like to thank the government of Rwanda and the organizer to invite us to participate in this event. But to introduce in brief in Ethiopian education. And the population of Ethiopia about 94 million. The population of the students is already there.
You surprised me yesterday with
the student population is from KG to 12 is almost 23.6 million, or almost 20 million in primary education students and 2 million in secondary education. Already in Tibet, more than 200,000 trainers, and universities who have 507,000 undergraduate program students. Well, this is the data in the school. The primary school is about 31,000 primary schools and almost 2,100 secondary schools. 33 public universities and almost 90 private colleges and universities offering degree and postgraduates. Regarding the teacher development program, we have 35 teacher education colleges. These colleges train they are responsible to conduct pre-service and in-service and supporting labor primary schools through cluster resource centers. Or the cluster resource center, the college is responsible to provide different methodology. Regarding the ICT, Enhanced Teacher Education Program in the pilot program in Awasa, is an integrated type of ICT program, which is started as a pilot program. This is sharing of resources for the library and other ICT events or solutions. In the near future, we are planning to connect all colleges to establish the data. There is a data center in the Ministry of Education to connect to all colleges and universities to share resources with colleges, universities, and primary education, secondary education to have such kind of knowledge transfer and methodology for improving the qualification of teachers. This is overall the teacher education program.
Thank you very much. It's good to know, and it's difficult with so many students, but you are beginning a good job in that area. As the teachers and the curriculum are important in Rwanda, and I asked Dr. John. Rwanda is implementing a comprehensive review of the primary and secondary curriculums. Can you summarize the timetable for implementing your new curriculum, the number of teachers you need to be retrained, and what key performance indicators are in place for the next year?
Thank you very much. Before I go into the implementation, let me take 1 minute to go a bit into the history of curriculum in this country. You all know what happened in 1994, the most tragic event that you can think about, the genocide against the Tutsi. If you go to any reference source, I will tell you that education, particularly the curriculum, was instrumental in creating and nursing the genocide against the Tutsi. How was this done? This was done through teaching in the classroom, through curriculum like history, civic education, mathematics, and the languages. And I think when we talk about curriculum, one would wonder how a subject like mathematics can be used to promote hatred and killing and to lead to genocide. I'll use a very quick example. Is you will go into a school somewhere in Rwanda before 1994, and the teacher will be teaching arithmetic in the primary school or anywhere else, and they'll be asking questions like, Peter, if you have 20 Tutsi and you kill 19, how many do you have left? Now, you can laugh. Now, this is something very, very important for any curriculum developer anywhere, because we tend to equate curriculum with a piece of document called a syllabus. But from the Rwandan experience, we discover that curriculum is much more important than either the booklet itself or even what is written there. Because if you opened a curriculum or a syllabus, you would not find anything like what the teacher was doing in the classroom. But they were teaching arithmetic, they were teaching subtraction or multiplication. So the curriculum we're talking about numeracy, arithmetic, but when the teacher is teaching, they use the method which brings in hatred, which leads to this kind of the genocide that I just talked about. Now, this is why, after 1994, we went into a major curriculum reform. 95-96 was time for a major curriculum reform. And in this reform, the primary motive was to make sure that the injustice of the past, the discrimination of the past, and the victimization of the past will never happen again. Another simple example, before 1994, in examination results, you would find like the Honorable Minister of Education who is here, he had a share. He had 5% of all places in the country where his personal belonging, and he could give it to his relatives or friends. The church, the Catholic Church, had its own percentage, and then the rest of the population was divided into Hutu and Tutsi. And the Hutu got 80%, while the Tutsi got 10%, and the 10% and the 80% was based on something that you need to hear very, very carefully. If you are writing, please stop writing and listen to me. It was based on a colonial, Belgian colonial assumption that anybody who in the colonial times and pre-colonial times had less than 10 cows was a Hutu. If you had more than 10 cows, you were a Tutsi. That was the classification. This is how you determine. So the socioeconomics determine who you are. Now, let's go back to the curriculum. What kind of curriculum would you have that makes sure that there is equality of opportunity, that everybody participates in development, that the labor market demands and the needs are a primary motive for deciding what you teach and how you teach it, rather than curriculum based on ethnicity and those other factors I just mentioned. So 95-96, we went into an intensive and extensive review of the curriculum that aimed to solve that particular problem. Now today, when you look at Rwanda today, and you compare with Rwanda either of 20 years ago or even before 1994, but the Rwanda today is very, very different. Between 94 and now, which is 20 years, it was important that we got children into schools, and Rwanda has a record of having 97% of its children basic education in schools. And when you ask yourself, what are they doing there? What are they learning there? The demands of the labor market today do not at all have anything to do with the kind of learning that some of us had in our lifetime. We are talking about here e-learning. If you talk about e-learning, then you can no longer teach the way you used to teach. You can no longer have the curriculum that you used to have. Today, we are talking about innovation. We are talking about innovation, then the curriculum must make sure that children are creative, they have critical thinking, critical problem-solving skills. So what we are doing today is we change our curriculum to make it competency-based. And in order to make it competency-based, it is very important that we look at the government policy. What is the government policy? You look at Vision 2020, you look at EDPRS2, you look at ESSP, and all of them talk about the labor market demands of the future. If you talk about the labor demands of the future, then you cannot use the skills of yesterday. So you need the skills of the future. And that's where one is going. It's going to the skills of the future through the competence-based curriculum. Implementation, which is what you asked about. Implementation will start in January 2016. Because we are completing this curriculum just next month. We publish it next month. And we have reserved the whole of 2015 for two important things. One, to train teachers for it. Two, to develop pedagogical materials for it. And in January 2016, we go full blast. We have about 65,000 teachers in the whole country. And what we are going to do, we'll be implementing this curriculum progressively. So in 2016, we'll start with the preschool and the primary one. In 2017,
you are beginning the training now of those that are going to begin in 2016?
Yes, the training is starting in January because we are finishing the curriculum just now. So when we are implementing the curriculum, we'll do it progressively. So we'll start with pre-primary and then primary 1, primary 4, senior 1 and senior 4. And then the following year, 2017, we go progressively, and then in 3 years' time, then we'll have achieved full implementation. We'll make sure then that all teachers will be trained, because we have 65,000 teachers, then each year we aim to train at least between 25 and 30,000 teachers through in-service, who are already in service. Pedagogical materials, the textbooks, etc., this is done by the private sector. So the role of the Rwanda Education Board or the Ministry of Education is setting the standards, and we do what we call an approved list. And then we invite an open tender. So you can be anywhere in this world and you can compete for this tender. And the tender usually is 5 years. Having said that, let me say that we are moving away from this traditional purchase of textbooks, and we're going to be moving more into e-books, which I think is going to interest.
I think I have some questions about that later on. I pass now again, and understanding that the money for education is always the ministry that have biggest budget because of all the teachers that it's necessary and the equipment. I asked Minister Hugo, as you said, the big amount of teachers, and as how the government of Mozambique outlined an increase in teaching budgets for the next years, given that in some cases the amount of teachers that you've spoken and the demand has increased since the abolition of school fees also. How is the budget, and how are you trying to resolve that problem?
Obrigada pela pergunta. Bom, de facto, o orçamento global do Estado para a educação é a maior porção que qualquer outro setor recebe. E é cerca de, em 2014, a volta de 16%. O aumento esperado é que em 2018 nós teremos cerca de 19% do orçamento. Mas a questão é que este orçamento que vem para a educação, cerca de 5% é da componente externa. O restante é que é a componente interna do Estado moçambicano. Contudo, a questão curiosa é a distribuição depois das despesas no setor da educação. Só o ensino primário consome 51% do orçamento do Estado. O ensino secundário outros 23%, e a questão das infraestruturas, livro escolar, também consome 6%. O que quer dizer que qualquer implementação das reformas que nós temos agora tem grande ônus sobre as infraestruturas, mas o grande consumidor continuará a ser os salários dos professores do ensino primário. E pensamos que a subida já prevista do orçamento, 19% de muito é sempre melhor, é sempre maior que 19% de pouco. E que o que nós teremos que fazer nessa situação é depois definir algum set de prioridades, porque o salário tem de se manter, o nível do professor continuará a subir, então teremos talvez definir prioridades em termos de infraestruturas, investimento escolar e por aí em diante. Muito obrigada.
As South Africans said, they had the problem that the teachers, there were some needs in other areas and the teachers went to work to other areas because the pays are better. In Mozambique, you having that problem, it's going to be a problem because the salaries are not so good and they go to other areas or not.
É um problema que pode acontecer e tem acontecido, a questão da radiação do professor no sistema de educação. Mas, de momento, a nossa grande competição são os grandes desenvolvimentos na área industrial que o país tem. E que, fundamentalmente, com o nível de ensino secundário feito e conhecimento da língua inglesa já é um grande potencial para emprego para os jovens moçambicanos. Mas pensamos que, como nós profissionalizamos a formação do professor e enquadramos esta formação no quadro nacional de qualificações e temos um sistema de gestão da progressão profissional deste professor ligada ao desempenho do professor dentro da escola e da sala de aula, e estas questões irão melhorar a remuneração ao professor. O professor terá talvez acesso a algum sistema de regalias e compensações que de certa maneira manterão um certo equilíbrio e teremos capaz de manter o sistema funcionando com relativo conforto.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Minister Ghambi, in Malawi, the teachers take both pedagogical and academic courses. With the growth of ECT for the education, are you implementing any new policies to integrate ECT in lesson preparation by teachers? How is ECT in the work of the teachers? How they use it?
Thank you. At the moment, computer literacy is a must for all pre-service programs. Teachers already in the field are having short-term ICT courses, which are aimed at enabling them carry out basic tasks in classrooms. However, to answer your question, the Ministry will be reviewing the ICT policy to integrate ICT in lesson preparation by teachers through a consultative process involving all relevant stakeholders. Implementation of policies will require a concerted effort by all partners concerned, and especially those identified in the formulation of ICT policy. We know the world is now going digital, and we have to equip our teachers with that knowledge at the moment. Thank you.
All right. And in the courses, they have disciplines where they also, when they're taking the courses, they use ICT technology in their courses in the universities. They are learning how to use, so afterwards they go to schools and prepare to use those technologies?
Yes, that's actually our intention, that all our teachers in Malawi should know how to use ICT so that they can prepare their lessons and then bring the knowledge to their students in ICT. It's a process which will take us a bit of time, so we are doing it in phases, and we are taking all teachers in the rural areas who are already in the group now, into short-term courses so that they are also conversant with what is happening in the world of today.
All right, thank you very much. Dr. Seliki, in South Africa, STEM subjects of science, technology, engineering, and math are not always very popular, but essential in the global knowledge economy. Where does South Africa stand when it comes to creating a pool of qualified professionals in these areas?
The South African government views the production of people with qualifications in the STEM fields as very critical and as the backbone of growing our economy. These are the people who will design and build roads, who will design and build schools, who will provide the broadband infrastructure and every other aspect. These are the people who keep the society healthy. So they're very critical and they form the backbone of our economic development. It is for this reason that South Africa has put a strategy in place to promote the study of these subjects and to ensure that we provide the financial means for students to pursue careers in the STEM fields. And we do not only focus on the undergraduate studies, but we also pursue and set targets, very ambitious targets, with the postgraduate studies in the STEM fields. And we have seen since 2002 to 2012 a steady growth of people who pursue careers in the STEM fields. We have observed a 50% growth in terms of undergraduate enrollments, and these are the 3-year to 4-year degrees in the STEM fields across the board. In 2002, we had in the undergraduate studies 183,000 students in these fields, and we saw a 50% growth to 274,000 in a 10-year period. And we have seen up to PhD level, those who were qualified in the STEM fields, increasing and improving our research capacity, growing from 7,000 to 13,000, which represented 80% growth. So these are positive numbers. The question is, are we where we are supposed to be? The answer is no. But we are surely making commendable strides, led by the Department of Science and Technology in promoting these, and the Department of Basic Education in promoting the study of math science at the basic, primary, and secondary school level.
Thank you very much. Dear Mr. Acho, last year the World Bank approved major financing for Ethiopia to transform the quality of its teaching and learning for more than 20 million children in primary and secondary schools. Can you please tell our audience of investors and industry partners what opportunities is this for them to come to your country to work in the education sector across the board, from technology to training to curriculum, and to try to help you and create the best for education in Ethiopia?
Okay. The General Education Quality Improvement Program already started 6 years ago, already funded by World Bank. We already completed the first phase of General Education Quality Improvement Program. This is a package. The package has 6 components. One of the components is, to mention the component is the curriculum development, teacher education, school improvement program, ICT, and the ICT program, program coordination, and school management and leadership programs. Right. Under this program, the curriculum development already in the first phase of DRIFO, we already published 8 million copies of textbooks and teachers' guides. Already this is outsourced for the companies. This is based on the ICT International Competitive Bidding. This already developing of the textbook and publishing the textbooks and distribution of the textbooks in each district level. How this integrated to the ICT level or already, as mentioned, in the different countries, we have an infrastructure fiber optics. Most of the schools connected to this district's local connectivity, and some of the rural area are already connected with as mentioned earlier, we have 2,100 secondary schools. We use the ICT, the satellite TV program, to transmit the broadcasting from the center. This broadcast has 12 channels, and each school is connected to the broadcast, and each school has satellite TV program in the set. This is one program to transform the curriculum and to maintain the equity of learning. In the near future, we will working on digitalize and of the sharing the resources. The teachers can use the different resources to interact with the students. Where there will be a center, data center at national level. Based on that national center, data center, they can, all schools connect to the data center can access sharing of different materials. This is what happened in the future, and in primary school we use interactive radio program. Right, already we discussed Tuesday, and we will implementing phase by phase. Universities, secondary schools, and primary school in the future. For the child to carry different books, it is better to integrate these ICT materials in that tablet or laptop, and that is simpler and to learn and interactive way. So this is our plan in the future.
You said that the schools is now some part interconnected by fiber, and you are trying to put the internet. Can you tell us the percentage of schools that are now connected in this moment, or that you want to connect in?
Well, most of the secondary school is connected. They have internet connection through this fiber option.
And in primaries?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Primarily, not yet. But we are using interactive radio programs.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Dr. John, as you was spoken a while ago when I said that I had some questions also about the textbook, the evaluation, and all those areas. Can you explain a little bit more the process of in Rwanda for textbooks evaluation, selection, distribution? What involved do teachers have in the selection, and is the medium-term potential for converting much of your curriculum into e-books or paper? Can you now?
Thank you. The process of the textbook procurement in Rwanda is such that we start with training people. We get teachers, people from the Ministry of Education, We get people, we're together with our development partners, and we go into a retreat. And that retreat training takes place by experts in textbook procurement. After that, then we set up an evaluation committee or panel. And that panel is headed by a team of senior government officials who approve what the technical people have done. This is to make sure that the whole process is transparent. Now, when that is done, and then we issue out a tender to international publishers. When you issue out a tender, it can be a local publisher, it can be an international publisher, and wherever you are allowed to participate in the tender, you are allowed to compete. And we usually give you 45 days in the papers, and you can be able to tell us whether you are interested or not. That's expression of interest. After the 45 days, then we go into the evaluation process, and we have very strict procurement laws which we follow, and every process is very clearly monitored by the same teams that I just mentioned. The international publishers will have been issued with a set of standards which are contained in a booklet. And after the evaluation, then we have what we call an approved list. An approved list is a list of the publishers who have won tenders in different subject areas. For example, you could win, your book can win at the pre-primary level, another book doesn't win, another one could win at the ordinary level, or your mathematics book can win, but the science book will not win. So we go into that process, which is a very strenuous process. But at the end of the day, then we have what we call an approved list, and the contract will be for 5 years. So we don't do it annually. Once you win the tender, then you are sure that you have the market for the whole 5 years. We have a budget, an annual budget of between 6 and 8 billion annually. At the minimum, if you have 6 billion, that's about 6 million pounds, which is more than $10 million. When it goes to 8, and it's, you can multiply again 8,000 pounds, that would be a lot of money if you are assured of that kind of income annually for the next 5 years. We are now thinking of moving into e-books. This is because I think my colleague Multo talked about the one laptop per child, which is loaded presently with the mathematics, with English and Kinyarwanda, and we have seen it came as a pilot. But we have seen that now Rwandan schools are connected. We used to have a problem of electricity. But if you go into the school, a primary school in Rwanda now, you'll find that it has electricity because we have supplied solar panels to every Rwandan primary school which is not on the electricity grid. Any school that was out of electricity grid, we made sure that we supplied panels. We have a project with the support of the USAID that provided that kind of support, and now it means that nobody can claim that they cannot. Absolutely, that's what we're talking about. Presently, I should say that we have also provided to schools netbook computers, the primary schools, which are not part of the ORPC, so that the children can learn. And these, they're also provided with Nokia mobile telephones, so which means that the children have their lessons packaged either on the Nokia telephones, others on the netbook computers. So the process has already started. What we need to do now is to make sure that we convert the physical textbooks into e-books, and this is a new project that's going to start. So actually, this conference has, the timing for this conference is crucial because it's going to be done, and the people in this conference, I think, are the people best placed to know this because they are the ones who are going to be coming into this market. So I think that's what I can say for now.
All right, thank you very much. Not only making questions that are specific from your countries, there's a question that I would like to make all of you and to know your opinion about it. That it's a problem that it's beginning also in Africa. It's a serious problem in a lot of countries in Europe, that it's the youth unemployment. And it's a major issue in this moment in a lot of countries in Europe. It's beginning to be also a problem for some African countries. And I'd like to know a little bit about your opinion and what should you think about changing the curriculum? What is necessary to change the curriculum? What do you think that it's necessary to change problem-solving skills, creativity in the classroom? What it's necessary to prepare better the students so this political problem can be solved very easily. I think we can begin again passing around and beginning with the Minister Hugo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Probably I will. Provavelmente eu vou dar a resposta à pergunta com o exemplo de Moçambique. A primeira questão foi, de facto, redesenhar o currículo de formação para o emprego, a formação profissional, introduzindo, digamos, cursos que eventualmente são pertinentes e são relevantes para o atual estágio e para o tipo de investimento que o país está a receber. Isso significa que saímos de alguns cursos que são tradicionais para introduzir cursos que não tínhamos antes no país. Robótica, sei lá, eletrotecnia, coisinhas assim que não tínhamos. Esta é a primeira questão. A segunda questão é o envolvimento, especialmente do setor produtivo, quer industrial, quer administrativo, todo o setor produtivo na formulação e no desenvolvimento e no, digamos, no updating e na avaliação destes currículos. E uma vez introduzido também um modelo de formação baseado em padrões de competência, a questão seguinte fica mais simples, porque o novo modelo de formação que focaliza as habilidades práticas, que focaliza um bom domínio de competências, só pode ter uma mais-valia para a possibilidade para a empregabilidade jovem. Porque competência, habilidade e conhecimento é um critério muito importante e essencial. Mas o que é mais importante ainda são questões comportamentais dos jovens. Criatividade, a proatividade e também, digamos, a prontidão para fazer novas aprendizagens. E com este investimento nós só podemos conseguir.
I thank you. I want to listen a little bit also the other four about this matter. I thought that we have more time. They are telling me that we have more 3-4 minutes. I give you 1.5 minutes so to listen a little bit about this, and I pass to Minister Ghambi to talk a little bit about this matter, because I think it's a crucial one now and in the future.
Okay, yeah, yes, we are aware of the problem which our children face. Yes, the problem-solving skills and creativity in classrooms would help students to do better. In such classes, students are given opportunity to questions, create and solve problems, and apply what they have learned into practical situations. This helps them to, have a mind that they can do better. They become encouraged to do things. They know how to solve a problem because they learn this in their class. And now, like in Malawi, we encourage this through the study of science, vocational training, that require greater problem solving, and it gives them courage, so that even if they join the world, they're able to.
They are prepared. They are prepared.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Dr. Seliki, have 1 minute to talk about a little bit of this unemployment problem.
The South African government has recently established a ministry on small, medium, micro enterprises, precisely to address the issue of unemployment in the country. We've got a youth that is unemployed. Some of them are qualified, but in degrees that did not equip them with skills to contribute meaningfully towards the growth of the economy. So there is one thing that the government is doing. Within the education ministry, we have over 500 technical high schools. And these schools equip learners with skills in plumbing, in carpentry. So we do have a cohort of schools that address this issue so that when these children enter into the job market, they are equipped with the skills. We are, at the moment, revising the curricula to make provision for learners who are in the academic stream, who wish to exit the academic stream and follow vocational streams to be certificated beyond grade 9, that they must leave the system and pursue careers that will enable them to use their hands and demonstrate practically what they have learned through the school system.
Thank you very much. Dr. Hector, 1 minute also to...
Okay, briefly, we have two kind of intervention policies to address such problem. One is the partnership program with the Ministry of Education and Ministries and industries work together to which program is to be opened for the universities and others. Already we have an agency with supervising or accountability for these programs for universities to open the program. It has to be accredited by this independent agency. And we do have also a strategic center. That center is responsible for strategic of each sector for activity, general education and higher education. This sector, the strategic sector and higher education qualification quality assurance agency also working together with to connect the labor market.
Thank you very much. Dr. John, to close it.
Yes, there are about 3 or 4 things that the government has done to address the problem of unemployment. Number one, just recently, the president appointed a minister of state in charge of TVET, Technical and Vocational Education Training in the Ministry of Education. 2, there is a now government target to make sure that by 2017, 60% of all student population at secondary level will be in the TVET stream rather than general secondary. 3, 5 IPRCs or integrated polytechnic regional centers have been created in the whole country. Each province, all 5 provinces, each province with 1, which trains middle level technicians at the diploma level. Below that, we have created what we call technical secondary schools, and below that, the traditional vocational training centers. Therefore, the issue of skills, whether in the general curriculum or in the TVET stream, skills.
Thank you very much. Ending the session, and thank you for all your answers. In name of Invite, I will to make also a small contribution to schools in Rwanda, offering to the Rwanda Ministry of Education a complete interactive solution, boards, projector, and all of the necessary equipment so it works. And we also invite all to visit our stand and receive small gifts for education. I'd like to thank to all the members of the panel for your thoughts and invite all to a small video of our company group about our commitment to transform education.
Life begins as a blank canvas. When you're born, the first thing you do is communicate. Then you start discovering the essence of life. By taking the first little steps, you start growing up, defining your way through this incredible journey. And as you're enjoying the feeling of it, you quickly learn how to reach a higher ground. Life begins as a blank canvas. Blank, yet full of promise. This blank canvas is an opportunity for you to create the long path by which you can walk. You follow your way along with a canvas, learning what life has to teach you. And once you start drawing your unique identity on it, the canvas becomes yours forever. It all begins and ends with you. And you are an executive. You are a chef. You're the teacher. Aware that learning is the starting point for every goal, we've created a global technological solution for education, promoting communication, creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and problem solving. We've been present on people's daily lives for almost 40 years, with continuous innovation, developing products that help people to communicate. We have a global presence. Our products supply more than 60 countries across all 5 continents. Our green strategy is also highly demanding. We use certified products in a sustainable production. Inside the office and in hospitals, at home and in different workspaces, we are that canvas always nearby, ready for you to use. A canvas that will help you improve the management of your daily life so you can be closer and spend more time with the ones you love. Because this is definitely the best time in your life. By Silk, life-building canvas.